mutually exclusive in today's debate, and rather we will flip all those arguments and make those arguments our positive contribution. So first, on the point of people are forced to go to prime school, people are forced to go to university. We believe that even if we remove the current dominant narrative that you need to expand your choice, those narratives that saying you have to go to good university in order to success, you have to go to Todai or Kyodai in order to success, those narratives will still exist on their side of the house. Therefore, we believe those kind of harm that they mentioned would still remain in our side of the house. Rather, it will be more serious because the very good thing about this narrative is it's not telling you how can you achieve future choices. What is exactly you have to do in order to achieve future choices, which means it's up to the individual to decide is going to a good university good for my future choices or not. For the cases that they mentioned in the introduction, it might be a better choice if he or she go to work at a farm or go to start some business or whatsoever. So we believe that it's better to have this neutral index that you should not believe in those kind of narratives that blindly tell you what is the only way to gain the future choices or future happiness. But you need to decide on your own. You need to search for what is the best way that you can expand your choices. Maybe they said people are stupid, so therefore people cannot search for good choices. But we believe that even on their side of the house, people will those stupid people will not seek for good choices anyway. They have nothing to achieve anyway. Although this might sound kind of equitable violation, but sorry for that. So that is the first point about the open governance material. The second, they talk about people will feel offense because from two aspects. First, for people who are born with choices, they will when they still feel unhappy, they will feel very sad or those kind of things. But we believe that the people they're talking about, for example, the rich people, for example, the son or daughter of the Donald Trump, they do not necessarily have a lot of choices. So we deny the premise that rich people have no choices in the first place. The second, about those poor people, we think that poor people will be more incentivized to seek for better outcomes, to seek sort of social movement that they want to achieve on their side, because they know that in order to improve my future choices, in order to gain more benefit for me, for my community, I need to do this kind of thing to fight against the current oppression. So that is the way to gain more changes to the society, but cannot be achieved on their side. Thirdly, I think they mentioned all kind of dominant narrative is bad without explaining why. We believe that there's no such principle like that, because in this status quo we have a lot of dominant things. For example, virtues are generally dominant, and all other kind of narrative, for example, you need to work hard, that sort of thing, are dominant. They don't see that all kind of dominant things are inherently bad on their side of the house. So if the closing government wants to run government want to continue this line of case, they have to explain to us why specifically this kind of narrative is essentially have a huge impact and huge harm on individuals. Moving on, first, I want to clarify what is this narrative essentially. We believe that essentially what that choice means is choice is equivalent to agency, because the very meaning of agency is the ability to make choices, the ability to do what you want. So we believe that the agency is the very thing that the government wants to maximize for their citizens. The agency is very index that comparatively the best to evaluate people's happiness of life. So we believe that inherently this kind of index, this kind of dominant narrative is correct in and of itself, and even if it is not correct absolutely in all cases, it's still comparatively a very good standard for people to pursue their future choices. Yeah. So I want to also preempt to the point that they might talk about people will be very short-sighted because people will blindly search for more choices rather than focus on the thing that might be most suitable for them. But we believe that will not happen on our paradigm, because the very concept of expanding your choices is to make decisions that expand your future choices. For example, when you know that you have a good talent in art, you you concentrate in this kind of good talent in art and expand your future to become a successful artist and then gain more choices and so on and so forth. All that. So first, on the individual level, how it encourages people to seek for more choices and seek for more benefit for themselves. This narrative is essentially telling people that please make decisions that may expand your future decision. Please make decisions, can consider a decision before you make those. So we think that on our side, when people are making decisions, like we exclude those people because it's not mutually exclusive anyway. So people will think that is this making this choice a good thing in future because it can like maximize my agency in the future, right? So we think that people who have talent in science, they will go for become scientists and so on and so forth. People have talent in art or sports will also seek for those choices because you know that this kind of choices they made at the age of 20, at the age of 21 will maximize the future happiness. Second, on the society level, why this can like it prevents the government of censoring the citizen and eliminate the choice of individuals. When people have this very idea that choice is an essential part of my happiness, choice is the inalienable part of my identity. So this is the case. The government cannot make arguments that even we censor your information, even we limit your choice. It is legit because we are able to make better decisions for you. So we think that choice, that kind of thing will be eliminated from two levels. First, the government, with the existence of this kind of narrative, will have the responsibility to provide more choice, provide more agency to their citizens. For example, making policy, providing more job opportunities, and so on and so forth. And also on the next level, the voters, the citizens, also have the incentive to nudge to the government that you have to make policy to expand our choices, but not to limit it. So very proud to all those.
Thank you for Mark. Moving on to closing off, I'd like to call upon member of government to show you extension within 7 minutes. Here you go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The problem of the opening half is that the both opening team just talk about in practical level whether the dominant narrative will lead to the better for the happiness for each individual or not. However, the point is that we think that whether the individual can actually make her happiness or not is dependent on individual because as the opening of the show mentioned, as opening level mentioned that some people just confused by much information, where some people might be either stupid or something like that. Also, these succeed, whether the people can actually succeed or not is dependent on the environment of the family. Therefore, we think that the problem from the opening half is that we cannot answer whether this dominant narrative will lead to the happiness for each individual or not. So, as closing government, I will explain why, in the principle level, why the existence of the people who actually believe that that word choice leads to the more happiness is rather counterproductive or rather discriminating to other people who actually seek for their dream or who can actually seek for the happiness. Therefore, we stand as a closing government. So this is our contribution to our debate. So before moving on my argument, let us clarify our stance, because unfortunately the opening government failed to explain how the comparatively in their side of the house we can actually realize the situation. So I'm going to clarify our world. So we think that unfortunately, opening opposition failed to explain whether this dominant narrative is extremely necessary for the people, for each individual. Rather, in our side of the house, we are happy to allow the variety types of living. For example, even in our side of the house, we also allow the people, we also admit the people to actually believe that the more choice leads to the more happiness. Still, in our side of the house, we are happy to allow the people believe that the choice for which to seek for the one specific life is also admitted in our side of the house. This is meaning that in our side of the house we are happy to allow the variety types of the living in the first place. So in our side of the house we also accept the people who actually seek for the one specific dream or one specific lifestyle. This is the stance outside of the house. Based on that, I will explain our argument. So the premise from the opening opposition or maybe government closing opposition is that if the people have the more choice, these more choices leads to the happiness for each individual. But we think that rather these types of dominant narrative will lead to the generalization that the people who have their massive choice, it leads to the better for each individual. We think that how the people can actually feel the happiness is dependent on individual. Even if the people who actually seek for the one specific dream, like example the artist, still they can make happiness for each individual. Therefore, we think that there is no explanation from the opposition bench that while variety types of choices will rather lead to the happiness for each individual. So that's the problem from the opposition bench. So the first point that whether this narrative is rather counterproductive for some people. So we think that in this world there are many types of people. Like for example, some athlete or some people who will get the Nobel Prize you have to use their precious lifetime even in younger age. On this kind of occasion, what actually happens under dominant narrative is that the same parents can actually pressurize the people not to choose that choices because the choice for which leads to the maximum choice is general in this world. Therefore, on this kind of occasion, even if the people have a massive incentive to actually seek for that dream, still the other actor, like the family, can pressure the people. So why this is harmful? Firstly, especially on this principle, is just something like the first choices, the first places. Also, because of this under dominant narrative, the past or the future is ranked as the under dominant narrative, meaning that, for example, the future or the past which leads to the maximum choice is general and is higher ranked than other future or other dream. Therefore, because of the under dominant narrative, the future is ranked under the dominant narrative. This is harmful in the principle level. And even if the people does not affected by the dominant narrative, and even if the people can actually can make us succeed, still they feel or just suffer from their discrimination from the other people. Because, like for example, in their university students, but even if the vast majority of the students can actually go to the university, still some other people can do the other activity. Like for example, some people have the incentive to actually be a YouTuber or something. On this kind of occasion, what actually happened in the under dominant narrative is that other people just see that these people is to some extent strange lifestyle from the vast majority of the citizens. On this kind of occasion, even if that people have a massive effort to actually seek actually live in a society, even if they can actually succeed in the society, still the vast majority of people regard as that people that they are just strange or something. Why this is harmful? Simply because other people have the less incentive to understand those people well in the first place. On this kind of occasion, even if the people make a sore effort in the society, still the evaluation toward people is less than other people later. Therefore, I think that because of the existence of the dominant narrative, there is a difference between the people to people. That is really problematic. So, opening government mentioned about some minority cases or something. I think that we can also understand the point. The point is that the minority cases is not unique to this motion. However, the contribution from outside the house is that why even if that vast majority of people, still the some people who actually seek for the one dream will discriminate toward other people. Therefore, in turn, we think that our side of the house is toward relevant toward majority cases toward today's notion. So we think that because of the under-dominant narrative, the people's choices is rather stricted, was rather stricted toward in the under-dominant narrative. Therefore, we think that by erasing the dominant narrative, and we can by allowing the vast variety types of the lifestyle will lead to the better for the vast majority of citizens, happiness. That's why we stand as a closing statement. Thank you.
Thank you for your mark. I'd like to call upon member of opposition. Here.
So thank you, Chair, and ladies and gentlemen. We entered this debate from the cracking down to the O from the introduction and the directory crossing. The first argument is directory crossing to OG, and the second argument is the direct crossing seizes argument. So please keep it in mind. And then I want to start from the introduction. In the introduction, all sides just talking about there is the dominant narrative, people can get the good choice or something, but we prove that whether the choice is meaningful or not, or whether the choice is good or bad, it is just the choice is meaningful for the people, and having many choices could bring happiness with dominant narrative, and that itself is very important. I will explain later, and all the rebuttal are in my arguments. And firstly, about the first argument. So how people find how to live, or how to find their meaning of life. It is very difficult things, because it is very difficult to find their happiness according to their choice. If they believe this choice is completely perfect, that later they have the possibility that they regret such kind of the choice, such kind of they're thinking about their meaning of things is, especially in thinking about their life is, it continues forever. Ask oneself and oneself, it continues forever. So it is very harmful thing, and for the people, for example, the future is very ambiguous. So people sometimes think that this Mars calculation is it meaningful or not, or something, and they are suffered from thinking about the meaning. So the government's premise tackle down with this analysis, because they said that blinding breathing is very bad, but it's not rather harmful for the people, because they cannot know how the future goes. And secondly, in the case, there is two types of. Secondly, I want to talk about some cases that people can have people who think about that their decision is completely good or best choice or something instantly, and because the mind is very shakable and it's very easy to change, and no one can know about their future, and if they consider about their future, the choice is the best instantly. So there is a case that I will show you that example. There is people who decided not to go to the university and to be like a cook, but if the worst case is if the result is coming from the later, so they cannot know this choice is good or bad. But the worst case is that the worst case is the denial of such kind of people's choice. Like, for example, they got unemployed by such kind of the restaurant, and they lose their confidence or their value of living, and they think like, what is my life's meaning or something. So it is a worst case. So if they have so if they believe that having a choice is very important things, they have the alternative choice that they can find that the alternative meaning that is based on their life. But if they believe just one thing, like this is my life to be like a cook or something, they will regret that because they have no escaping plan to be to choose another way. So it is very irreversible things, and they will regret in the future. And it is a worst case. So we suppose comparing to the government side, we have the guidance that even if the one choices are denied or that prove that is very meaningless things, having such kind of the other choice helps them their life, because it helps it can be their confidence to live or their such kind of things, and they can find their way of life with thinking another way to live, and the dominant narrative will help them to not to let them be worst case with no choice, the worst life of them, because they have at least they have the choice that they can change their grabbing their meaning of life or something. So the possibility of choosing their choice is very important. So we oppose this motion from the opposition side. Thank you.
Thank you for remark. I'd like to call upon Government Whip to summarize this debate within 7 minutes. Here.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our stance is clear, and this is our extension. Our stance is that we should not violate other people's value judgment, and we should not generalize other people. So I will give many rebuttals, and I will show the extension of our house. And And the rebuttals are, all rebuttals and all extension is integrated one speech. So let's move on. Number one. The opposite, closing opposition say that, they maximize the choice. However, they should not. They did not mention about how they use or not. That means I can understand how that choice will work for them to be happy. So I can understand that this discourse. And number two, the opening opposition say that per people will have incentive to succeed. However, this is violating their value judgment. Why that? Because that the opening opposition say what opening opposition say is that they are generalizing that poor people are poor and poor people are never be happy. So poor people is not happy. So they are violating the poor people's value judgment. And the third point is about that the opening opposition say that it is mutually opening opposition say that the many choices you will be happy and you want to succeed is mutually exclusive. However, this is not true. Why is that? Because happiness. How do you define happiness? That. How do you define happiness? Maybe that is one indication is that money. Why? Because that money is universal thing and money have the magical attraction because that you can change money into many commodities. So compared to love or something like that, when people decide whether one person is happy or not, the happiness is clear indicator. No, thank you. And that going to the university or getting higher education is connected to many choices. Why that? Because that going to the higher educational background shows you that you have a higher level of thinking or something like that. That ability is required in many type of job, and that's why that you want to be and you will gain money. So gain money is, as I clearly told, one indicator to judge whether people is happy or unhappy, and this is why that people are let's say people think that that's why we conclude that it is not mutually exclusive. That that many choices you have are happy and let's say the many you want many people want to succeed, and let's move on. So all other three themes mentioned about the practical case, which is dependent on each individual to individual. However, what our government, what our house said is that we should protect the value judgment of all people, which is ubiquitous to, not depending on how people feel or how each people think or like or not. So the clear difference between our house and all the other house is that we clearly understand the motion, and what we protect is the value judgment. So what all the other house want to protect is dependent on each individual to individual. So this is a clear difference between us. You go.
Yes, think essentially if you listen to the member's speech, it's still contingent on the practical outcome. And furthermore, this specific narrative is not dictating people to do one thing, because it is still up to the people to decide what is the best thing to expand their future choices.
Mm-hmm. So, as my brilliant partner clearly told that, the existence of those who believe in that, the saying the existence of people will violate other people. Why is that? Because he is let's say he is not graduated university, so he do not have any choice, and he maybe cannot be happy or something like that. So that means we decide what is happy or what is not happy. So that's why we should not that's why we should not violate other people's judgment. For these reasons, what we want to protect is clear, and this is our extension. Thank you.
Thank you for remark. Finally, I'd like to call upon position B to conclude this speech within 7 minutes. Here.
Thank you, honorable judges and ladies and gentlemen. What we have contributed in this debate is 2 points. One, CG was trying to actually protect those who really want to do something that they want to do. We can actually violate that right or something like that. But we believe their side of the paradigm is rather counterproductive, because they will actually narrow without those dominant narratives, they will actually narrow the choices. And once that choices is denied, or they themselves found that as a meaningless choices, then there is it will lead to irreversible harm. We believe it is objectively, and from the objective point of view, it is rather harmful, and that's why we can flip their argument and benefit. Secondly, OG was trying to actually protect those to say 2 points. One is that blindly believing what they are doing is actually bad. They should have actually try to find a meaning what they are doing or something. And secondly, poor people will actually they will actually give up finding the choices or something like that. But our argument already actually flipped that argument. Flipped the argument by saying blindly believing is rather good, and we believe trying to find and thinking infinitely what they are doing is meaningful or not is rather harmful. We believe putting the meaning of what they are doing from the dominant narrative is rather better for those people. And why our contribution is better than OO is that OO is actually based on whether they materially their choices could be good and materially beneficial for those people or something like that. But our argument is so important that whether that choices is good or not, whether the outcome from that choices is good or not, or meaningful or meaningless, we believe having many choices itself could be happier with the existence of that dominant narrative, and that's why we are actually superior to everyone. But let's actually be clear what we have said. Firstly, my partner already told you, towards CG, we believe for those who really want to expand their choices, it is rather counterproductive for their side of the house. Why? Because it could lead to the irreversible harm. Without a narrative, they wouldn't have any guidance or whatsoever. They will go to do what they want to do. For example, they wouldn't actually go to university, but they try to do cooking or something like that. But we believe we believe they can actually regret that choice after they take that choice. Why is that? 2 points. One, some other people still can deny. For example, they didn't go to university and they actually try to cook or something like that, but their boss say you are not good at cooking, or you are not actually types of cooking people or something like that. And that kind of like denial of the choices could actually give a devastational feeling to those individuals who actually thought that the meaning of life was to cook. This is what I really wanted to do, but I was denied of that choices because of that person or something like that. And secondly, even though there is no external denial from that person, we believe they themselves find it wasn't good choice or something like that. For example, that person thought they are good at soccer, and they try to actually they try to actually take that as a professional sport and take that as a working or something like that. But after the practice and like matches, they found out that he himself is not that kind of person, which means he himself internally find it meaningless of what kind of choices he took in like months ago, something like that. And why this is harmful is that because it's irreversible, because that person narrowed his choices without having another choices, but now their choices are denied, and they themselves found it's meaningless. And that's why there is no escaping point for those people, and it is really, really difficult for those people to actually find meaning after their choices are denied. But compared to that, our side is better for those who actually want to pursue what they want to do. Because dominant narrative, which is the more choices happier, guides people, not forcibly, they can give a good meaning to what they do, and then they could have many choices, right? For example, they will go to university and have an opportunity to get work, or to have to go to like professional cooking something, or they could have many choices. And even if some choices or one choices of getting into commercial agency is not good, and I'm not a good person, but still they can actually back up and they can actually find possibility of their future because they have many choices, because they can feel a sense of possibility in the future to find the meaning, even though one choice is meaningless, or that choice is not actually wouldn't bring good consequences to those people. Still they can back up and try to see broadly and try to actually seek the better life and better choices for them. And we believe that having the possibility without irreversible harm is rather better for those people. That's why Shiji is unrealistic. And yeah, and let's look at OG. What we have said is that blindly believing is rather good. Why? Because in government paradigm, as I said, there is no guidance or something like that. And they will question what they are doing. For example, why am I doing like math program or something like that? We believe this couldn't actually end. This thinking is an infinite thing, because future is ambiguous for individual. It is hard for them to actually imagine what kind of consequences will occur for those people, and that's why they couldn't actually have any room to feel happiness or meaning of what they are doing, but they would actually instantly trying to find the meaning of that. But compared to that, our side is better, because like dominant narrative can actually put the easiest meaning for those people. Having the choice is more important, and that's why you should work harder. And that person, without suffering from those infinite thinking processes, we believe those people can actually find the meaning of what they are doing currently, and also they could have a benefit in the future. And that's why our side of the paradigm is rather also in currently and also in the future beneficial for everyone, and that's why Victor pose.
お疲れ様です。